Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I'd like to review with you today a couple of motions out of the sword and hammer, which is the spinning hammer done after where you come up with one leg and you step down and you turn and you spin with a backhand, vertical punch, block, and strike. Others will lean over, block, and strike. But basically, it's coming up on one leg, you're stepping down, you're spinning, backhand punch, block, strike. So that particular motion there can be done with both hands, to where it's not where we're separating them as a backhand and a punch, but we're using them together, to where here's one and here's two. So it's a snapping motion. Here's a snapping motion to where we're here, snap it, snap it, snap it. Snapping motion to where this is a backhand to the side of the face and a punch to the solar plexus or to the stomach. Now that same motion can be done with circling or rolling with the hands. So we're here, we're coming in 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're circling as we're stepping in with that technique. We're circling with our body, putting our full body weight behind it as we're coming in with that technique. And it's the same way if you're using a backhand. If you're throwing a backhand, you're just not raising your arm like that. You're putting your weight behind your arms, behind your hand. When you shoot that backhand, it's just not this. You want to put your body weight behind the backhand to give the maximum amount of power you can. And also when you're shooting this backhand at the same time in the form, you want to put all your emphasis on that technique, which could be followed up with a rear front kick, which could be followed up with a cross step side kick, which could be followed up with a lower roundhouse kick to the man's knee, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So those motions there that are put together within the sword and hammer and kata have many different usages and many techniques that can follow out of that. Because as you're throwing this particular hand, well, this hand can come over to the side. As I'm throwing this particular hand, I can come again with a backhand and come to the side. As I'm throwing this hand here, this hand here, this hand here, this could also be a double strike coming across both sides on both sides of the face. So there's many different techniques that are found within the form. Just don't take those motions for granted and say, well, you know, that's it. Break it down and use it. If we were to do it within a 4 count, we could come 1, we could come 2, we could come 3, and then we could come 4. That's using each one in a 4-step half circle. So here's 1, right? Here's 2, here's 3, here's 4. Isolating each strike to 4 different opponents. Now naturally you could throw your kicks in with those hands too if you like. Or you'd be stepping in with that strike. Or you'd be stepping back with that strike. Or you could be using a V-step. Or you could be using the octagon with those 4 strikes out of the sword and hammer. If you have any questions, guys, get back to me. This is just a tidbit today of a few pieces out of the sword and hammer. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll get back with you soon. Thank you.